Have you ever paused to consider how one man could alter the course of a nation's legal system? If not, let's introduce you to Thurgood Marshall, a titan of civil rights, a legal luminary, a man who not only shaped but revolutionized American jurisprudence. His relentless pursuit of justice and equality has left an indelible mark on the fabric of our society. This video will delve into the life of Thurgood Marshall, a man whose legacy continues to influence American law. Marshall's journey begins in Baltimore, Maryland, a city deeply marred by racial segregation. Born in the early 20th century, young Thurgood was a keen observer of the racial divide and injustices that surrounded him. This environment sparked his interest in law and justice, leading him to pursue an education in the field. Marshall attended Lincoln University for his undergraduate studies, where he honed his skills in debate and rhetoric. But it was at Howard University Law School where his legal prowess truly began to take shape. Under the mentorship of Charles Hamilton Houston, a prominent civil rights lawyer, Marshall was exposed to the power of law as a tool for societal change. Houston's influence was instrumental in shaping Marshall's approach to law, particularly his emphasis on civil rights and equality. Marshall's legal education laid the groundwork for his future role in shaping American law. With a solid foundation, he was ready to embark on a career that would leave an indelible mark on American history. Marshall's legal career was marked by landmark victories, the most famous of which was Brown v. Board of Education. This case was a turning point in the civil rights movement, as it led to the desegregation of public schools in the United States. Marshall's compelling arguments and masterful legal strategy convinced the Supreme Court to unanimously rule that separate but equal was inherently unequal, overturning the precedent set by Plessy v. Ferguson in the late 19th century. Marshall was not only a trailblazing attorney, but also a leader within the civil rights movement. He served as the head of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, where he strategized and litigated cases that would challenge and ultimately dismantle segregation. Marshall's leadership extended beyond the courtroom, as he was actively involved in protests and activism that pushed for equality and justice. His work was not limited to desegregation alone. Marshall also fought for voting rights, fair housing, and against police brutality, continually advocating for equality under the law. He was fearless in his pursuit of justice, often risking his life to fight against systemic racism and discrimination. Marshall's tireless work and relentless pursuit of justice had a profound impact on American society. His legal victories as a civil rights attorney were instrumental in dismantling segregation and promoting equality. His legacy continues to inspire and guide the fight for justice and equality today. In 1967, Marshall became the first African-American Supreme Court justice, a position he held for 24 years. His judicial philosophy was rooted in the belief that the Constitution was a living document, meant to evolve with society. He was a steadfast advocate for individual rights and fought against the concentration of power. Marshall authored a number of groundbreaking opinions. Notably in Furman v. Georgia, he argued against capital punishment, stating it was inconsistent with the principles of democracy and justice. His dissenting opinion in Regents of the University of California versus Bakke became a cornerstone of the affirmative action debate, arguing that America's history of racial discrimination warranted special measures. His influence on constitutional law and civil rights jurisprudence was profound. Through his rulings, he sought to level the playing field for the marginalized and oppressed, giving voice to those often unheard. Marshall's tenure on the Supreme Court further solidified his place in history as a champion for civil rights. Even after his death in 1993, Marshall's influence on the American legal system remains palpable. His relentless pursuit of justice and equality reverberates in our society today, guiding discussions around civil rights and equal protection. Marshall's legal victories have become cornerstones in our fight against discrimination, shaping the way we approach contemporary issues such as racial justice, voting rights, and criminal justice reform. Thurgood Marshall, a man whose life and career forever altered the course of American law, continues to inspire and challenge us to strive for justice and equality.